I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up. Yeah.
You know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million.
Is they wind up going broke at a certain point, right? First of all, taxes, child support, all that kind of stuff, that promoters, this and that, and then just the way you spend your money. Could be bad investments. You could try to do the right thing and wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude, you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he not do that?
You know, if you have the right money behind it and the right promotion behind it and the right kind of commercials behind it, you can turn anything or anyone into a star. So it's basically you're just choosing to do what you want to do. So if you want to do Mayweather and Pacquiao, I think it can be done in a way where people are going to be curious enough to watch it. And you guys were just talking about it. It's on Netflix. It's not necessarily behind the paywall, aside from unless you don't have a Netflix subscription, but people are going to watch.
Terence Crawford confronts Floyd Mayweather over demanding $100 million for the Manny Pacquiao fight. He remarks that Floyd once made so much money but now faces financial decline.
He broke the bank, you know, and I don't see him trying to, give the game to the young fighters because he's a promoter now.
Yeah.
So I can't give everybody the game. Yeah. It's a business at the end of the day. So if they made all this money, you know, on our backs as fighters, and now I'm a promoter, I'm gonna do the same thing that they once was doing and just say it's just the game of the business.
Max Kellerman says fighters chase money because boxing offers no long-term security. After careers end, the sport provides little support, so athletes must manage on their own.
With the 3 fights that's coming up, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, I think the guy's from Greece or something like that. What do you feel about great champions doing these kind of fights as well, or just these kind of fights that's going on?
You need money.
Damn.
Yeah, when you need money. This is the problem with boxing. You think about financial literacy, right? And you talk about like NFL players or NBA players. There's support systems for those dudes. There's nothing like that for fighters. They got to figure it out all themselves. And if you're a fighter, that means you did not have options.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like basketball or football. If you could, by the way, football players couldn't play basketball, or they play basketball. It's a better deal, right? That's if you can, you do. And boxers couldn't do either one of those things, right? They're too small, or they got hurt, whatever it is. And so you're dealing with a section of our world that is unlike.
Tasha K says when someone faces financial trouble, they start suing companies for missing money and claims Floyd Mayweather is now suing Showtime.
Bills is due, but you done spent everything on stuff you ain't supposed to have, and now you really need something, so you get ready to go to Walmart, right? And you know you got $132 in your bank account, all right? We all done been there, and you know you need food, the light bill due tomorrow, they're gonna cut it off, and you got $132 to your name. And so then you start to search like, well, what happened to the money? You start to go look at your bank account. You start to go, you start to get a little bit, I could take this rice, the beans, this, and then when you get up to the counter, you hoping that something else ain't hit your account. That's done made it less, because it can say 132, but then you got them pending transactions that come in that hit you. That's definitely gonna put you in overdrive. You don't really start blaming or start realizing you broke until money get low, and that's when you go send people to look for where.
Jim Lampley says Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather's comeback saddened him because legendary champions returning late in their careers often do so mainly for financial reasons.
Understood Manny, or I will understand Manny. Does it make me happy? It's not really my business. It's their business.
You called what was still the most successful fight in boxing history, which was Mayweather Pacquiao. I've never been a part of a buildup like that, where every mainstream outlet that maybe had abandoned boxing over the years came roaring back. I mean, it was massive. And then the fight happens and we don't get what we hope for. What did you come away from that fight feeling? What did you think of how that whole thing played out?
Well, I want to start this by saying that I like Floyd. I get along with Floyd. I'm happy for Floyd that he was the first great social media master who demonstrated what the power of social media could be, how an event could be sold on social media.
Jeff Mayweather says the Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 could have happened earlier. Now it clearly looks like a fight arranged mainly for money.
I mean, that's a fight that basically, it's a cash grab for both of them.
You said it's a cash grab. I know he's had.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you created a name and you made a name, why not get paid for it?
No, 100%. I agree with you. Do you feel that that's what the comeback announcement is as well? Is just kind of like because I know he's suing Showtime for money he thought he thinks he's owed. Is it just kind of like we need an influx of money, you think?
I mean, I don't really know, and I'm not really going to say anything that I don't know. So, I mean, that part I'm not going to even talk about. It's just the fact that, to me, I looked at it and I seen the same thing that everybody else seen. So, I mean, and I've never talked to him about it, so I can't really give nobody.
Floyd Mayweather, once the untouchable Money Mayweather, now seems tangled in a web of financial struggles. Despite a career reportedly earning over $1 billion, he appears to be drowning in debt, back taxes, and unpaid obligations. Recent clips show him promoting alcohol in a way that looks uncomfortable, almost like someone forced to smile while facing serious financial pressure. His social media posts and promotional appearances hint at a man grappling with obligations far beyond his public image of wealth.
Wants it, because you see right here, Floyd Mayweather very vocally has never had a drop of alcohol in his fucking life, is out here promoting alcohol. That's how you know this dude's fucking broke as hell and swimming in debt, because he's posting shit like this.
We are back. Money Mayweather and Beluga, we are back. It's a special day, Valentine's Day. Toast to the ones that we love.
Does he not look like he's a hostage right here? Look.
Happy Valentine's Day and cheers.
I look at the look on his face and I can't tell if he's being held at gunpoint while doing this because he owes somebody money, or if he's just looking like that because he's really confused and struggling trying to read the script for this ad.
Even as he headlines new exhibition fights, the underlying story is one of financial mismanagement. Lawsuits, unpaid taxes, and a sudden return to the ring at age 48 all suggest that money worries are driving decisions once thought purely strategic. Comparisons with peers like Mike Tyson, who spent $500 million but still had tangible assets, highlight just how perplexing Floyd's situation is. Alleged earnings from fights and endorsements seem enormous, yet they haven't shielded him from debt. The contrast is stark. A fighter who once flaunted wealth now looks constrained, relying on high-profile appearances to stabilize finances. This is a reminder that even legendary earnings don't guarantee financial security when spending and obligations spiral out of control.
Gives a f about any of that, bro. He's like, you said how much? How much is the check? You said I got to talk for 12 seconds. All I got to say is I'm the voice for them, and y'all are going to give me 15 million? Like that. That's the type of stuff that Floyd Mayweather does. And Conor was calling this out quite a long time ago, even back when they were promoting Mayweather versus McGregor.
Floyd not taking out zones yet? So Floyd got the money, and he got tax problems.
And Conor also called it out right here as well.
And they said, I'm the motherfucker that can't read. Bitch, I do numbers. I make money. You know my middle name. You owe money.
So Conor was on this 10 years ago. I think 2017 was 2016, 2017. So
Tasha K explains that even when Floyd Mayweather appears to have vast sums of money, hidden obligations, and pending transactions can push anyone into financial overdrive. Floyd's situation highlights the classic trap, spending freely while debts quietly pile up. Years ago, reports surfaced that he was held in Dubai until he settled his owed money, showing how even top athletes can be trapped by financial obligations. Mismanagement by trusted associates like his manager compounded the issue, with large sums disappearing before Floyd could account for them, even after making billions. He now faces lawsuits and unpaid rent, including over $330,000 for a luxury Manhattan apartment. His daughter was advised to start earning, a stark sign of tightening finances. Despite his public image of wealth, Floyd's reality reveals a complicated web of debts, missed payments, and financial disputes that continue to shadow his career, proving that appearances of fortune can be misleading.
Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Y'all know, when y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captive in Dubai is because he had owed them money. And they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash because Floyd Mayweather gave him a power of attorney to do so. And so when Floyd went down there and sued Showtime, he's suing Showtime, the company, the network. That publicized.
Max Kellerman explains that many fighters struggle financially because their careers are short and unpredictable. Injuries or being undersized can limit earning potential, and without proper guidance or support structures, even talented athletes often end up in financial trouble. He notes that taxes, child support, and poor spending decisions contribute heavily to this pattern. Investments can fail, and extravagant lifestyles only worsen the situation. Even fighters who are still among the top in their weight class may find it difficult to earn huge sums once they're no longer at their peak. Kellerman emphasizes that this is not uncommon. Most fighters at some point face financial instability despite past successes, highlighting the importance of planning and careful management throughout a boxing career.
Wind up with bad investments. You could just spend too much. And the thing is, if you're not the best in the world anymore, but you're one of, let's say, the 50 best in the world at what you do in your weight class, still hard to tell that dude you can make $100 million. No, don't do that because you're old.
Right.
Why would he not do that?
Do you think, and when I look at these fights that's coming up, do it take away from boxing for you when you see these fights being announced?
No, not. I mean, what it just demonstrates that boxing has not produced new characters that you know, whose stories people really want to follow. If we were producing those guys, and hopefully we will now with Zuffa, there'd be less interest in the kind of sideshow fights or the senior tour type fights,
right?
Because we'd be invested in new characters. We haven't had characters that have captured the public's imagination because they're...
Jazz Mather explains that both fighters are exceptionally disciplined, taking meticulous care of their bodies and maintaining consistent training routines. He notes that he works out nearly every day, including playing basketball, and still feels young and capable of competing at the highest level. This fight marks the first boxing event at the Sphere, a venue previously known for concerts, and bringing it together required careful planning, the right team, and perfect timing. Mather emphasizes the role of a global platform like Netflix, which allows hundreds of millions of viewers to witness the event and unlocks additional opportunities for the sport.
Been fighter, so him and me, we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now, I still can fight. I feel like I'm still young. I mean, nothing changed.
Jazz, this event is going to mark the first boxing match at the Sphere. We've been there, we've seen concerts there, but how did this come to be?
This was a lot of work, took a lot of time. I mean, many tried and many, I wouldn't say failed, but planted seeds. It just took the right time and, having the right team in place to be able to get it done, right? It's really a timing thing and all the right people.
Manny Pacquiao's recent return to the ring prompted Floyd Mayweather to respond competitively, highlighting the drive and world-class status of both athletes whose careers have shaped boxing. When asked about challenges, Mather points out that obstacles often arise from people prioritizing personal interests over the fighter goals and that too many intermediaries can complicate negotiations. The fight, Mayweather-Pacquiao 2, promises to be historic, uniting two legendary figures on an unprecedented stage in Las Vegas.
Of course, Manny came out of retirement. He did a return pro fight of last year. Obviously, Floyd sees that. Floyd's very competitive. He wants the same thing. He feels he can come in, he can do the same thing, and why not give it that chance? They're both the best in the game. They're both world renowned, and the sport would not be what it is without them.
I think that's fair to say, given their stature, for sure. Jazz, quickly, I want to ask you the biggest impediment to getting this done, because it sounds like Manny's wanted to have a rematch over these last 11 years. What's been the biggest barrier, the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome?
The biggest barrier would be, I would just say, there's people in the way that just don't present either the deal the right way, or just are not able to get it closed. A lot of times people will look after themselves rather than look after the...
Wade Plemon explains that Floyd Mayweather's recent fights, including exhibitions against Mike Tyson and the upcoming bout with Manny Pacquiao, are heavily influenced by financial motivations. Despite being one of the best of all time, Floyd is reportedly missing hundreds of millions of dollars and has years of unpaid taxes, which makes these high-profile events more than just sporting contests. They're a way to recover financially. Plemon points out that leveraging Floyd's perfect 50-0 career record and pairing with globally recognized names like Manny Pacquiao ensures massive pay-per-view interest and revenue streams, especially with partners like Netflix promoting the events.
Way with that when you do exhibitions, and again, Floyd fighting in his exhibition versus Mike Tyson in the Congo to get ready for this. That's on April 25th, and like we saw a second ago, Manny takes his on April 18th. From the Thomas and Mack Arena in Vegas. So this must have been planned in the works before they even announced the exhibition fights, right? And again, Floyd's got a tough one. Ruslan is a former world champion. It's a 10-round welterweight fight. That's not the same exhibition that Floyd is doing. They don't even have rounds yet for the Floyd and Mike Tyson deal. Minutes, none of that. This is a 10-round exhibition, but it's a fight because Ruslan's a bad mother. But this was all it had to have been set up, put in play for those two to come together in September. They needed a tune-up fight for each of them. That wasn't going to count against them on their records. Hopefully no one gets knocked out in those two.
He also notes that casual audiences don't focus on age or competitiveness. They want to see legendary names in the ring. Even though Floyd is 49 and Manny is 47, fans will tune in for the recognition factor, making these matches extremely lucrative. Plemon emphasizes that following exhibitions like Mike Tyson with a fight against Manny Pacquiao is a strategic move to maximize income while leveraging fame, reputation, and media platforms.
Time they could probably avoid it. Then they come out in September and have one final go at it. I told you guys, Floyd is going broke, and there's no other clear explanation other than, we can look through the court documents of him versus Showtime, but missing $340 million, being years and years behind on his taxes. That's clearly the motivation for this. And because Floyd, obviously, he is one of the best of all time, so if he still can do it. But Mike Tyson, followed by Manny Pacquiao, will get you out of a lot of financial bad situations and bad decision-making. So this is why I think Floyd is doing this more than anything else, leveraging his 50-0 career, because that will bring in the viewership, and Netflix being the partner here. This, I don't know if it's going to approach it, but if there was a matchup to beat Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix, seeing as, again, it was 11 years ago, but 4.2